Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. Kaka, each and every government in Africa, actually not only in Africa, but across the world, they have a language they understand better from its citizens. I'm talking about governments, including the one we currently have in Kenya. In countries like Kenya, let me narrow down to our country because that is where we are currently in. You cannot win a president like Ruto using court petitions. Because after all, he can ignore them as he's doing, and there's nothing that will be done. Africa, presidents are too arrogant. They are egocentric. Yeah? They are too proud of themselves. And they rarely listen to the courts, or let's say other arms of government. In the case of Kenya, for instance, there are so many things that William Ruto has ignored from other arms of government, including parliament and the judiciary. I was going through the internet today and I came to make a conclusion. The only language that government understands is massive protests. A government responds so fast when its citizens protest. There are so many ways of protesting. We have boycott. But the most important protest the government understands is the streets. I can give you two examples. In May 2023, the Serbian president was forced to step down amid massive protests just last year. Millions of people poured to the streets demanding for his resignation. And he actually stepped down. The power of the people. The power of demonstrations. Now tell me if the Serbian people had used the courts. Assume if the Serbian people had used media, press conferences like the stupid press conferences I'm seeing in Kenya. Ruto said a newspaper is for rubbing meat. Gazeti ni ya kufunga nyama. Gachagua akasema hizi ma TV mulishindwa, mtaongea na mtachoka. So they no longer take serious news. So the stupid press conferences I see around cannot yield any fruits. They can't. Cheap threats. And you know, the people of Serbia were only protesting about careless killings of its innocent citizens. I want to take you back to 2022 in July. And I analyzed that case in this very platform. President Gotabaya, the president of Sri Lanka, yeah, was forced to flee in a military chopper after over 100,000 Sri Lankans, if that exists, stormed his residence. You saw the photos. Some were swimming in his residence. Some even cooked food in his residence. Some even took a shower in his residence. The power of the people. You can Google online. He flew, Gotabaya flew in a military chopper and went to exile. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruto cannot be controlled by the courts. Ruto can never be controlled by press conferences. Ruto cannot be controlled by just newspapers and television stations. The only treatment to William Ruto's dictatorship is by massive protest. Only that. And in my assessment, or if you've done that assessment also, kama kuna kitu Ruto anaogopa ni maandamano. Maybe you have witnessed how he behaves from the past demonstrations. Akisikia Raila ametangaza maandamano hivi, Ruto fights all means humanly possible to silence the protests. He has done it thrice and he has won. That tells you, to win a battle is by discovering the weaknesses, the weak points of the person you are about to attack. If you do that, then you will kill this person. So Ruto's weakest point is massive street demonstrations. And we can only go with one mission. Kill us, but you cannot kill all of us. Yes, you can kill. You can kill thousands, you can kill hundreds, but you can never kill 50 million Kenyans across the country. If Raila is very serious on these matters, I saw there was an Azimio press conference, and a number of the options they gave on dealing with the Ruto is reintroduction of massive protests. To my own view, Azimio cannot say that massive protest is one of the options. It's actually the only option remaining. Why? The other available options have failed, including the dialogue. It failed terribly. And I warned you people on the dialogue. It is now a past case. It has been buried. And I got suspicious and I did hide. I told you in this very platform, the dialogue is a waste of time and it will never yield any fruits. So Kenyans of goodwill, it's not even about Raila Odinga. It's not even about Azimio. It's about our lives as the citizens of this country. Because I have seen so many students yet to join Form 1. Many of them with over 300 marks. Poverty. So the only way to speak to this government, the only remaining option to speak to this government, Kenya Kwanza, it is by going on the streets. If we can't do that, we will suffer the rest of our years. Na msipochunga, hawa watu wataongeza miaka. Msipochunga. Wakenya tukijikunja vile tumejikunja, ati sasa tunaogopa hii serikali. Ndugu zanguni, sitaki niwafiche. Sitaki niwafiche. The life ahead of us is tougher than we anticipated. Na niliwawarn, nikawaambia jipange. Actually, that is the term I used. Niliambia mama mboga, nikaambia mahasala, nikaambia bodaboda. I told you in broad daylight, jipange. Wale mnanifuata kwa mitandao, you remember, jipange. And I want to repeat it. Tukiendelea kukaa hivi kama watu tumenyeshewa in this country, prepare. Prepare. Kenyan shilling saa hii inaendelea kurudi chini. Dola iko karibu kufika shilingi 200. na mnasema mko na uchumi, na watu wakisimama wanasema si tumelainisha uchumi. Uchumi gani when the US dollar is hitting 200 against the Kenyan shilling? Alafu nyinyi mama mboga mnadanganywa huko ndani. Mnadanganywa tu huko. Anyway, it's up to you. You take up or it's up to you Kenyans. It's up to you. Mimi nishawaambia. God bless you ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.